Hello friends, now we will discuss on the remaining part of Unit 4 Non-Banking Financial Companies. It's a lecture series 3. Discussion points includes models of microfinance, microfinance services or the products, advantages and disadvantages of microfinance, and the challenges of microfinance in India. As a part of the lecture series in non-banking financial companies, we have already seen what is non-banking financial companies and what are the different uh, uh, types of non-banking financial companies in our previous lectures, lecture 1 and lecture 2. And now as an extended part of the microfinance, we would like to discuss we have to discuss on models of microfinance services, products, and advantages and disadvantages of microfinance and challenges of microfinance. As we have already seen, microfinance is a financing at a micro level, especially focusing on the down to trodden population, that is, a poor people who fall below the poverty line in order to uplift their quality of life and give a income security to them. Microfinance is working. Microfinance is selecting such a groups, small individuals who need a financial assistance. So this microfinance is normally carried out by non-banking financial companies going to the down level and helping the people, because the banking activities, the big banks are going to focus only on the big customers or big income earners, whereas the poor people are neglected. So a majority of the non-banking financial organizations are focusing in this micro financial activities and helping the needy people in the village area, rural area, and especially in a community area where the people can develop their quality of life. So this microfinance is normally supported by a non-banking financial organizations or even a kind of non-government organizations, NGOs, who perform the non-banking activities in the village area. Now let us understand what are the various models of microfinance available in our country, normally in India. That is, microfinance models means how microfinancing is being carried out. What are the different ways of microfinance possibilities to the needy or poor people? One is called as community banking. Community banking is a kind of community people who come together, specific community people who come together and ask for the financial help to non-banking financial organizations, and non-banking financial organizations through community group help the needy people. They provide the loans and advances and financial support to the needy people. Community refers to a group of people who belong to a common category. That is what we call as community. Community is a group of people who belong to a common category. Such common category people who have the common problems, especially of financial problems, needs, they try to resolve it through the help of this kind of non-banking organizations. They form the group, and the group will be provided the financial facilities, uh, loans, small loans and advances in the village area. The community bank is a kind of group who are being helped for financial requirement. Even the government is also providing certain kinds of seed money for developing these community banking in the rural area. The basic examples of this community banking is farmers banks. The farmers who are belonging to a farming community may form the uh, small kind of a bank for helping themselves, where the small amount of savings will be made by the members, and that collected money will be given as a loans and advances, apart from the along with the support of the government funds, or along with the support of any kinds of non-banking finance or self-help group kind of a things to the people. So these kind of a small loans taken over by the members of the community banking may be utilized for production purpose and may increase their quality of life. Artisans who belong to a small kind of like pottery, people who belong to a pottery business may come under one common group and ask for the need for that particular thing, and the pottery people will be supported with the financial requirements. That is how the community banks works in the rural area. Community may be a kind of people who belong to a common kind of a job in the village area, or maybe pertaining to a common kind of a lifestyle, or maybe pertaining to a common kind of a caste or creeds in a country like India. Community banks even includes the caste also, like Brahmins Development Society, or it can be a kind of shepherds help group, like that. It may come with a particular class of job, class of caste, or class of any kinds of things it may establish. So the community bank are the community banks are the banks which are established and with the members of that particular community, and they are supported with the financial help by the government scheme, or even by the non government organizations who develop this. So this will help for the development of that particular community. So in village area, we in a country like India, we will find out variety of communicating banking. So this is one of the models through which the microfinance needs of the rural area is being sorted out, is being settled. Second one is self-help group. Self-help group is normally a non-formal group where the particular group of people facing a common problem may come under a common platform and establish a small corpus fund by contributing themselves, and the contributed fund is help to a needy people. These help groups are also provided separate financial assistance under the various schemes of the central and state governments. So these self-help groups will form their association. Sometimes it may not be registered, but will be under the particular control or guidance of the certain non-government organizations. These non-government organizations or the private companies may develop these self-help groups to help themselves. Stree Shakti, for example, is the concept which has been implemented by Hindustan Liver Limited in the village area in order to provide the support to the village ladies. So what this organization does as a self-help group, so the all the villages women whose income is very low wanted to do a trading job, like marketing of the products of Hindustan Liver Limited. So Hindustan Liver Limited, for these kind of group people who come together, will will be helping by introducing their products, how to sell those products in the village area, and how to communicate the people in the village area. And by this training, these self-help women, that is a women group who are come under the self-help group like Stree Shakti, they understand the products and they market it in the very village area and earn the commissions. For improving, for starting the small business of their own, certain kinds of goods are given at a free cost, and some financial help is also given to them to procure the goods for selling them in the village area. So because of this, lost lot of small women who who are who are coming under the help will have started their own entrepreneurship, and later on they develop to a higher level. So this is how the self-help groups makes this microfinancing model. So the needy people in the village area are being assisted through the self-help group. So self-help group is the group created by the common problem facing population. They help each other by coming under a common group. This group is normally informal in nature. Next one is village banking. Village banking refers to uh, banking activities or non-banking financial organizations who open the village banking facilities where the artisans, peasants, or small income earners in the village area are provided a specific financial help. So you could find out a lot of village banking like regional rural banks which are being established by Canara banks and some of the nationalized banks whose main motto is to provide financial assistance to the rural population for enhancing their quality of life. In this case, the bankers specifically module a small loan schemes or the lowest interest schemes for these village people. Apart from giving them the loans, they are also given the training in that particular areas by organizing certain training programs to the village people. Like for example, the Goldman Sachs company, which is a non-banking financial company who provides the huge loans to the different kinds of mortgage loans and asset loans and leasing loans to a big company nowadays has started village banking in the rural area. In the rural area, what they do is they collect the group of people in the village areas and provide them the training on that particular areas apart from giving them the finance. So this kind of organizations will provide the microfinance facilities to the rural areas. And we have one more model which is coming up in recent days, that is called NGOs, non-government organization organizations. Fourth model of this is what is a non-government organization. Non-government organizations are the voluntary associations which come up to help the government to implement their scheme of poverty eradication and rural development in the village area. So these NGOs normally work in the micro level in the village area. The government objectives such as poverty eradication, literacy, increasing the literacy of the population, providing the green environment and cleanliness and hygienic to the rural people. These non-government organizations will come up to help them. Non-government organization is a formal group of the popular people, formal group of the, which is registered under the Registration Act of Cooperative Society or maybe registration of maybe registered firms, maybe in the form of private limited and all that. So these organizations, main goal of these non-government organizations is to provide the services to the micro level in the village areas. They act like the agent middleman between the government schemes and the rural population. So these NGOs with an intention of providing the services will come down to the village area for providing the financial assistance to the village area. So these non-government organizations support certain activities of the rural population. Maybe for example, they come out with a kind of the artisans development schemes like traditional workers who are facing the financial problems will be provided the financial help and they are going to resolve their poverty problems and all that. So these non-government organizations nowadays are coming with the microfinance facilities, helping the rural people to increase their quality of life. Like next one is the cooperative credit organizations. Cooperative credit organization is also a kind of group of members who register under the Cooperative Societies Act and help themselves by collecting the funds from the small investors and making a corpus. They work like a banking organizations in the rural area, but they are not the banks. They work like the banks because credit cooperative societies are registered under the Cooperative Societies Act, where the cooperative organizations are motivated today to go for specific activities like handloom manufacturers cooperative society is the members, or all the members are pertaining to that particular business of handloom. They come together and invest their small savings for the purpose of getting the interest on that investments. Such collected saving is being utilized for giving loans and advances to needy people belonging to that particular category or community. Sometimes it can even exceed that community also. Other than that particular community also, they may give the loans and advances. So this is what we call as a cooperative credit organizations for the purpose of providing loans and advances. These schemes, there are certain schemes introduced by the Reserve Bank of India. Sorry, created by the specific big cooperative societies, that is urban cooperative societies or national cooperative societies or state cooperative societies. They develop certain schemes for helping the needy people in the village area, and these credit cooperative society in the rural area are uh, accumulating those kind of schemes and providing it to rural people. For example, the farmers credit cooperative society provides the loans for the farmers for the purpose of seeds, manures. This kind of what you call as small loans are provided as and when there is a need to the farmers. It can even provide the loans for acquiring the farm equipment like tractors, tillers, tilling machines, harvesting machines, like that. So this is going to increase the quality of life of the rural people in the village area. Then employee association is a one more concept which has come out recently, where the people who work in a particular organization, employees, they themselves create a kind of small banks. Either they will be registered into the cooperative society or may not be registered, but because it may be working like a informal associations like labor unions and employee associations in order to help each other. The labor unions, the labor who come under the common things will pool the investments commonly and utilize it. Normally, insurance business, then health related expenditures, need to meet the health related expenditures and to increase the small saving facilities by providing the attractive interest for the investors, small investors. These employee associations and labor unions are uh, helping the people. So it is a kind of microfinance level. In microfinance, the main aim is to provide the financial assistance and increase the habit of investments among the people, and may also involve certain additional services like insurance of the public and insurance and other services which are necessary for the rural people. They are included in the like education objective for the purpose of education and all that. Cheap rate of interest will be loans will be given to the rural people children for their education. So this is how the various uh, objectives are involved in it. So the basic objective of this microfinance is not to earn a huge amount of profit, but to provide the services, financial services, and increase the quality of life of the people. These are the under this kind objective, various models have come out in the field. So this is what we call as microfinance models. Microfinance service products, what are the services that are being provided through microfinance organizations which are coming under different models like cooperative societies, self-help groups, and all that. The first one is they focus on credit. So credit is the main basic solution for breaking the vicious circle of poverty. The vicious circle of the poverty is basically because of problems only, the other problems are being generated. The village area people may not be having the funds in their hands. That is why they may not be investing money more in the agriculture. Because of their less investment in the agriculture, farms are not giving good yields. Because of not having the good yields, the people working there may not be getting the products to sell. Because of not having the products in their hands, they are unable to have the they are facing the problem of poverty. So this one problem leads to another. Unless and until an external force is implemented to break this vicious circle, the poverty cannot be eradicated. The best way of breaking this poverty circle and increasing the quality of the people is only through external financing. That is why to provide the external financing, microfinance organizations are coming out to help the people. Though the first basic model product that has been developed by the microfinance organizations are the microcredit. So providing the loans to the people. Second one is micro saving. Another one is there are some kind of a people who are the savings are very less. They may not be able to invest in the big companies or in a stock exchange market or in mutual funds and all that. The saving is very limited. Say for example, weekly they have 50 rupees to invest, but that 50 rupees is not possible to invest anywhere. But these microfinancing organizations provide schemes of a small investments to the rural area people, where the small investment which is collected by them is pooled out, and the pooled corpus fund will be used for helping them. So kind of a solution for small saving people. Because of the good interest rates to the rural area, it increases the habit of savings among the rural population. So that is one more service product. First one is a credit, second one is the savings, third one is micro insurance. One more best thing that is happening in the rural area by the microfinance organization is covering the life of the people for uncertainties, risk of the people for uncertainties. A small amount of premium is collected, and the insurance is provided for the health purpose. Insurance is provided during the death of the person to their dependents and family. A small amount of what you call as financial assistance is given when the loss happens. Especially the credit cooperative societies provide the crop insurance, where due to certain heavy rains or lack of rains, if the crop goes out, dries up, and yield is not there, in such situations the farmers become panic. Therefore, microfinance insurance will help them with a small amount of premium. The certain amount of financial help will be given to the farmers under the various schemes of the government and NGOs, non-government organizations, or even banking and financial institutions will help for this insurance businesses. The fourth model that product that is being developed is a micro leasing. As you know, the leasing is a concept where the assets remains with the user. After the particular payment and all that, the asset is given back to the lessor. So a small amount of leasing is being made where the asset which is used, the kind of products that are used in the farming activities are very costly, may not be bought with a single payment by the rural population, like tractors, tilling machines, harvesting machines, or even the pump sets for lifting the waters in the for irrigation purpose. These equipments are bit costly. In such cases, microfinancing organizations will help them to acquire the uh, uh, the machines with directly paying loans to the sellers of those machines, and the buyers will buy it with the financial help of the microfinance organizations and pay out that price in a rental basis year every year for a specific period of time. In case of uh, any what you call as a product, when at the end, if the last installment is paid, they become the owners. Otherwise, sometimes the microfinance organizations will hold the products in their name and provide it on the rental basis for utilizing to the rural area and help them uh, help them out. That is also called as leasing activity. Like for example, JCB machines for digging the land, or big machineries for construction activities and all that in the village area are being owned by certain kinds of organizations, and it is given on the rental basis at a cheap rate to the village people. That is how we call as leasing activity. Last one is money transfer. Money transfer is one more product services provided to the rural people, where the funds are transferred from one place to another place, like a concept of credit cooperative societies, or with the help of self-help group and all that. The money which is having sorry, savings which are having in some people will be transferred to the people who are in need of it. So that kind of transfer activity products are also there. So, for example, the funds which are invested in the rural area will be transferred to the urban area for increasing the revenues of the rural people. So that is how there are certain products which have been developed. So these are the various types of services that are being provided, which are called as the products of financial microfinance activities. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of microfinance, how microfinance is advantageous, and what are the uh, disadvantages of microfinance. The first one is financing the needy of the economies of scale. One is the needy people will be given the finance with the help of self-help groups or NGOs and all that. So these financial facilities are provided at a reasonable rate of interest, at a cheap rate. That is what we call as economies of scale. Economies of scale. Financing the needy of at economies of scale. Economies of scale happens only when large group of people are benefited with the small amount of investments and all that. So that is going to help each other, help each other. So nowadays, lot of banking organizations are undertaking a microfinance. Non-banking organizations are taking a microfinance because in a village area, the population is huge. We understood that 70% of the population stay in the rural area, and they are the bottom of the pyramid actually. And a small investors who invest a small amount, so the small amount of investment is taken from a large group of people. So automatically there is a economies of scale where the corpus fund will be huge, and that can be utilized for giving loans and advances to the rural people or even to the urban people, where the income is generated, investors will get the maximum benefit. And so because of this economies of scale, it is going to help each other, that is to the microfinance organizations and microfinance beneficiaries, both it is going to help. Next one is increases income by financing productive activities. One more basic advantage of this is microfinance is providing uh, financial assistance for increasing the quality of life by providing productive activities like entrepreneurial activities in the rural area, and increasing the trade and commerce and business in the rural area. So the rural population will take the advantage of the financial assistance, and they come out with the various kinds of these activities. So it promotes community, as the finance is the life and blood of every business. When that is being pumped in the community, community quality of life will automatically increase. It helps to build the cooperation. The concept of cooperation, that is self-help with each other, that is being developed. That is why in a rural area, because of this self-help group and all that, various community people will come together and help each other. So that is going to increase the cooperation, is another advantage. Attention to weaker section will be given more attention, and the weaker section quality of life is being protected through microfinance. So downtrodden population will be provided certain kinds of help to come out with their problems and all that. So this is what we call as attention to weaker section advantage. There are certain disadvantages of microfinance also. That microfinance is more focuses on financial aspects to provide loans and advances, but the quality of health, the quality of education in the rural area is very poor. So that is being neglected. Like some people argue that microfinance is only providing financial assistance, but neglecting the health of the population, which health and hygienic is the most essential part of it. So that should also be covered under the microfinancing activities. The financing should be given for quality of life, health, and even for education. That is being neglected by the microfinance. Microfinance organizations or microfinance institutions will only focus on providing the financial assistance for trade and commerce purposes, but not for the health and all that. This is being argued as a negative aspect of this microfinance. The second aspect is microfinance may motivate for unproductive loans and create a burden on the members. That is also there, because in most of the cases in village area, village people get the loans and advances. This microfinance, which is taken for the trade and commerce purpose, is utilized for marriage activities or celebrating the rituals in the rural area. That is going to create a loan burden on the population. You might have seen the credit cooperative society loans, crop loans, and all that is taken by the village people, but they are not utilizing it for manures and all that, but they are trying to utilize that money for rituals, practices, or for unproductive nature, which creates the unnecessary burden of loan on their head. This is one more argument. And the last argument, disadvantages, is may exploit public by high service cost. Many a time, the hidden cost may not be known to the rural people. Some of the microfinances are exploiting the people by charging a huge amount of interest on certain kinds of financial services. That is also being argued in the context of microfinance. So these are the various disadvantages that normally encountered by the microfinance organizations. So now there are various challenges with the microfinance. Microfinance is not exclusively implemented throughout the country in a similar manner in all the villages because of certain kinds of challenges that microfinance has. One is absence of a proper regulation. There is no proper regulations or rules for this microfinance. Microfinance organizations which are involved in the rural credit and all that will not be under the control of any kinds of normal, common kinds of boards or something like that. For stock exchange activities and all that, we have stock exchange regulation organization. For banking, we have a what you call as Reserve Bank, and for companies and all that we have Companies Act. But for microfinance, there is no much microfinance separate rules and regulations which are not yet being utilized, because microfinance uh, needs to be regulated properly. Otherwise, the exploitation of the village people will be made by these microfinance organizations in days to come. So that is one basic challenge. Because of this not having the particular regulations, the members do not behave with a specific code of conduct. The microfinance associations are allowed to develop their own model of behaviors, model of activities under the guidance of certain experts. But these models, if they are not implemented properly over a period of time, they spoil the relations among themselves and end up with quarrels and litigations. So most of the microfinance organizations are dying in the village area basically because of these issues. Second one is weak governance. Microfinancing activities in the rural area are not properly governed. The government helps or non government associations, NGOs, help in the initial stage of establishment of these microfinancing units in the rural area. After the unit is established, in next subsequently the governance is not made. It has to be carried out by the members. If the members end up with certain kinds of problems, litigations, the microfinancings are dying there only. So, a step-by-step governance of these microfinance is necessary for its proper establishment and survival in uh, future. So that governance is missing in most of the time. That is how governance enhancement for microfinance activities in India is really a challenging task. Then lack of field supervision. See, there is a lack of field supervision in the sense that the loans and advances which are developed for village area, where the supervision is not properly made. When the loan is being taken, is there any returns properly available with the people or not? That supervision is not there. Field supervision is required. So the microfinance organizations are basically lack with the management skills, and they die in the initial stage itself because of not having the proper field supervision. That is in the bottom level supervision problem. Next one is alternate sources of funds. The microfinance is not the only way of source of fund. There are alternate source of funds like money lenders in the village area, or government direct schemes are going to kill the intentions of these microfinance, because microfinance, if they do not get the correct customers, do not get the correct members, once it is established, it will not carry out its business effectively and they die. Therefore, alternative funds should be will become a competitor for the survival of this microfinance in the bottom level. That is one more reason, is one more challenge. No complete range of products. There are complete range of products are not there. Most of the microfinance associations will focus on only one part of the products. For example, credit cooperative societies only focus on credit. Insurance organizations mainly focus on insurance. And the range of the products which are being developed are as per the conveniences of the members, but as per the conveniences of the members, without taking into consideration the real requirement. That is why these microfinancing, though they are established, they are not going to serve the purposes of the community, as the basic interest is shifted to specific activities. There is no common understanding and analysis of the problems and helping them. So this is how most of the microfinancing today are also becoming politically sensitized, and especially credit cooperative societies and all that, and creating a havoc in the rural area without reaching the specific goals for which they are established. So this is relating to microfinance. In the examination, questions may be asked: what is microfinance? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages. What are the different models of microfinance, and what are the challenges of the microfinance in India? So here I will finish out my lecture 3, and we will see the remaining aspects in the next class. So I request the students to prepare well on this lecture, and prepare your own notes for the examination. Thank you. Thank you.